Hi guys. Welcome back to my table. Welcome one and all. Welcome those who are new. Welcome back to those who are returning. So guys, tonight I thought I would do sort of like a bonus reading with this deck called The Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krantz, excuse me. I did readings on all five Beatles, excuse me. So, and they all turned out to be quite interesting. So, I kind of just want to see if we can tap into the basic archetype of Mr. Crowley, Aleister Crowley. After I did the readings for all 5 of the Beatles, you know, Billy being the 5th, obviously, I just kind of got this thought like, hey, you should sit down and perhaps look at Crowley and see, you know, what his archetype is. And the other ones with the Beatles were like spot on, so we'll see what these have to do. So let's see. What is Aleister Crowley's archetype according to this deck? What does this deck see Mr. Crowley as? Okay, are we ready? We're ready. Okay. Yes. All right, first card. The Starborn. Oh my goodness. Agape. The agape. This is an initiation, you guys. And oh my God. Yes. Okay, let's keep going. The gem. Oh my God. The Starborn, agape, the gem. Yes, if you know Crowley, you know. So let's keep going. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. For reals. We got the mountain. Crowley was a mountain climber. He was, right? The box. Okay. And so for the very last card for Mr. Crowley, we are looking at the Pilgrim. Oh my gosh, and what do we have here at the shapeshifter at the end of the deck? If that doesn't matter, that's just kind of eerie though that it says the shapeshifter on it. Let me just put that there. Okay guys, so for Mr. Crowley we have the Starborn, right? We are all made of stars. The agape, which is an initiation of the OTO, and there was a established OTO lodge called the Agape Lodge that Jack Parsons backed up in the 1920s before he was blown up. And either, you know, some people think it was an accident, others think not. You decide. So then we go to the gem. Then we have the mountain. He was a mountaineer. There's no denying that. The box, I'm not sure exactly what that is. And then we have the Pilgrim, you guys. The religious servant of a god, of the initiation. Holy shit. Okay, let's turn it over to the other side and see what the book has to say about Mr. Crowley's archetype. I am wigging out. I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, so let's check out the starborn. And it represents the divine child, the star child, the destined, an elusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself towards a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than a series of logistics. Read the story of the three fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. Yes, so let's take a look at the red on the left. Have your chart read. Study your constellated shape. Ask questions. What does the process conjure in you? Faith or mistrust? What would happen if you saw the galaxy as your ally? Okay, and the black on the right. When this card appears, don't be surprised if you receive a surge of desire for a long lost dream, one you haven't visited since childhood. Let this desire shape you. Okay, and when this card is light, it is a light. It is trusting, vibrant, and aimed. When dark, it is a feeling of misalignment and a loss of longing. Okay, so next is the initiation of agape. Agape is the highest form of love. What is our good friend Crowley? What it was his message to the world? Agape. It represents devotion and unconditional love. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. As above, so below. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? Okay, and let's look at the black on the left. Agape can also be felt as an overwhelming love of family, partner, community. Recognize it by a deep swell of gratitude. Okay, and then the red. The Greek word agape informs the English word agape. To have the mouth, agape, is to be awestruck by something of breathtaking delight. We are made humble once again. When this card is light, it represents service, reverence, honor, and joy, and most of all, love. Spirit, and when it's dark, it represents spiritual bypassing and self-righteousness. Very interesting. Okay, so the next card is the gem, and it represents the diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep on digging. All right, let's look at the black on the left. The moments of your life that glimmer are clues to where the gem resides. Don't covet the sparkling diamond of another. The gem is like a fingerprint, never to be repeated again. Find yours. Okay, and then in red on the right, in mythology, the diamond is often linked to the daemon, or inner light, that leads us towards our true self, our purpose, or destiny. And that ties right in with the starborn, right? The gem is known as the jewel in the star. Wow. This is just getting better and better, and I'm going to save most of my speaking points to the end. All right, so when light, this card is unique. It represents shining, generative, or irreplaceable. When dark, it can represent envy, greed, and grasping. Okay, so we get to the mountain. I find this interesting because Billy had the mountain in his reading. Crowley was a mountaineer. So let's take a look at what the archetype stands for. And they also, I believe, had it in the same position. What I think I remember from that reading. Yeah. So, no, it's actually the box. That Billy had the box in the mountain, which Crowley has the box in the mountain, and the boxes were in the same position as each other. So I find that interesting. But let's get on to the mountain. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent like usual. So it represents the ascent, the peak, or the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long lines of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. Fancy that. We just had the gem. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. Oh my God, these cards are just perfect. They're lining up so perfect, guys, for this creep of a man. Well, some would say. Okay, so in the red on the left, research mountains. Find one that strikes you and stake at it for a while. Where is it? The pilgrim may be awakening in you. The summit calls. Oh my God, I just got goosebumps. What other card do we have at the bottom of this inverted pyramid? The pilgrim. The pilgrim's ready to climb the mountaintop, right? Oh, wow. Okay, so in black on the right, contemplate Joseph Campbell's suggestion. You are the central mountain, and the central mountain is everywhere. When this card is light, it shows someone's grounded in the eternal. They're steadfast and uplifting. When dark, it's ominous, daunting, isolating, and frigid. This is just amazing to me, you guys, how these cards are lining up in this spread. Yeah, so let's keep trucking on. We got the box. Like I said, in Billy's spread, the box landed in the same position as it did for Crowley. So that's interesting. This represents the cage, the rules, or the norm. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness and continued effort and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There is a box around you now, made of some type of confining thought. What is it? This is part of its multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going. Break through. An exquisite life requires it. The box can also be a form, a representation of the human psyche. It's can also represent baggage in someone. It can also represent concealment. Yeah, hiding. So let's take a look on in the black on the left. Moving outside of the box is exhilarating and expansive, but destabilizing. Others will wonder what you are doing and why. You will do you I'm so sorry guys. I'm tripping up on my words right now because I can't see very well on the screen. Pardon me. I'm so sorry. So, others will wonder what you are doing and why. You will too. This is part of the process. Okay, and then we go to the red on the right. Everything within the box is known. Everything outside the box is unknown. That is why it is more comfortable to stay within its walls. We'll choose freedom instead. Okay, so when this card is light, it represents structure, order, coherence, or logic. And when it is dark, it represents limitations, uh, rigidity, and judgment and fear. It's just getting to be that time of night for me, and I apologize if I'm like falling over my words while you're reading along with me. We have one more card to go. And that, my friends, is the card of the Pilgrim, who represents the wanderer, the traveler, or the apprentice. For the pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the furthest reaches of the globe and the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wonder when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life. But the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom. Freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep. And soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day to day. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door towards a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need every amenity. Travel light, travel soon. Your spirit needs it. So in black on the left, even in the stillness of meditation, the pilgrim feels the movement of the heart toward what it loves. I love that. It's beautiful. On the right in the red, it says, we all have a deep longing to answer the call, to get unstuck. What are the obstacles between you and the door? And the pilgrim, like it said, goes hand in hand with the mountain. The pilgrim is the one who climbs the mountain to find the gems within. And the gems and the ascent up the mountain is an initiation into agape, realizing the reciprocating love between God and human, just the never-ending sort of infinite cycle of God loving his humans and humans loving their God, their creator. Okay, sorry, I started going off on my tangents. Let's finish this up. When light, the pilgrim will learn, he'll grow, adapt, or study. When dark, he's aloof, non-committal, and flaky. So Yes, that is Mr. Crowley's spread, archetypal spread. And I find every single card in this spread to be spot on. And if not a bit eerie, just to kind of close this whole series and to see that, these two cards are in Billy's spread too, that just connects them more to me, in my gut and my senses. From doing all of these tarot readings on these guys, I can just sense it, guys. And I know that sounds Looney Tunes. I get it. It's just something that I feel inside of me. And again, I'm sorry for like the crappy reading. I'm sorry if my mic and my sound are whack. I am so tired right now. I've been up since 5 a.m. and working all day. So, but I wanted to sit down and do this reading because it was a long time coming and it was something that I thought to do. And if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a comment, let me know what you think about this spread, about all of the spreads even, but this spread in particular. Was it spot on? I mean, yeah, love under will, right? Thelema, and then you go to agape, which is the highest form of love. It's showing in his archetypal spread that was the biggest part of him, was the word love, was the action of love, freedom to love, freedom to do whatever you wanted in the name of love. Stop in the name of love. And then the starborn, it goes, that connects to Crowley's secret society, the A triangle. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. But, that was a place where they held love at the highest degree and tried to use love for humanity's advancements, or the perfection of humanity, a super race, supermen, superwomen. So at the end of this now, I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. And this is a quote from Crowley. And this is from Magic in Theory and Practice. Every man and every woman is a star. A star is an individual identity. It radiates energy. It is a point of view. Its object is to become the whole by establishing relations with other stars. Each such relation is an event. It is an act of love under will. So, leaving with that quote, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this final archetypal spread of Mr. Crowley, Mr. Aleister Crowley. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because as far as I'm concerned,
the world may never know.